Hi guys, my name is Laura, and today on Style Me Africa, the life of a piercer, we're going to take you into how you can pierce your ear the proper way using the right equipment, why you need to be very careful when you're piercing and not just go to any mom and pop store to pierce. And we're going to show you a detailed piercing experience. That's right guys, today I'm getting my ears pierced. Excited to see which one I do for us. So please, can you just do like a little introduction while we're here and what you're about to do?
Okay, so my name is Chinemelo. Most people know me as Meme. I'm the CEO of memz ear and body piercing. I deal solely on all body parts, be it nipple, tongue, ear, belly. What do they call that part? Private part. Skip me for a second. Anyway, I do all surface piercing, microdermals, gauges, anything you want that concerns piercing.
Tongue as well.
Yeah, I do every body part actually. So the
Are
tiniest
you licensed?
Yes, I'm registered. I'm a professional body piercer. That's
one of the few in Nigeria. How did you get into it?
Okay, so I actually started in high school.
Okay.
When I was in SS1 or JS3, I don't know. I used to pierce for all my seniors, and when I started, then I was like a novice. I didn't know anything.
You never
about
got
piercing.
squeamish?
No, I to be very honest, it was just something we did for fun. You know, when you're in a strict Catholic school and they're telling you, oh,
don't do this, don't do that. You want
so
to
when
rebel?
You're doing that, when you're trying to be a rebel, those kind of things excite you. So when I started, it was really fun. It was wonderful. And then in 2009, I traveled to England, and on the bus, I feel like that was what motivated me to go into piercings, because I met a lady and she had like a tragus piercing, and I never knew you could pierce a tragus. It was like, oh my god, so I can actually pierce another part of my body. And then I had finished school and entered uni. And I remember my senior was in my uni, and then she had like a piercing gun. As at then, I didn't know that piercing guns were, banned.
What year was
piercing.
this?
When I was in uni.
When you didn't know about piercing guns?
When I had entered when I was in uni, that was like 2011. In 2009, I went to England, but like around 11, that's when I saw my senior and I knew she had a piercing gun.
Yeah.
And I didn't know like what you needed to do to like the actual tools needed. And she pierced my tragus here, and it cut, and I was like why? Like one day I just came and I saw my ring on the floor, and I was like, oh my god, I thought something had gone wrong. And every single time I tried piercing it with somebody else, they always messed it up. So I was just like, okay, you know what, I can't deal. And when we're about to graduate, everybody was like, what are you going to do now that life, you're not an adult, you're going to experience life. I started thinking to myself that what is it that I actually want to do. I thought either going to baking or piercings, and I knew I can't go into baking, so I forged into piercings. And to be very honest, it's been one of the best decisions in my life, because it sort of made me create a relationship with my clients. It's like an intimate, I don't know, it's really nice. You get to meet wonderful people, you get to learn more about the body and different things, the techniques, different healing processes of the body. It's just something, it's amazing.
The way you talk, it's obvious that it's something you're very passionate about.
Yes, you could wake me up by like 2 a.m. and I'll be ready to pierce.
How many piercings do you have yourself?
So I have piercings on my ear.
Can you see?
I have a forward helix.
Nice.
Yeah. I have a conch piercing. I have on my belly. I used to have a snake bite piercing, but I don't know. It just one day I went to do a piercing, because sometimes I take off the ball and I just play with it.
Ooh.
And then
you couldn't put it back in.
No, it fell out. And with the tongue, depending on the duration at which you pierce it, it can close up easily. So it closed up, and that was it. But yeah, regardless of that,
so
piercing
in the Nigerian industry and piercing in the Nigerian industry, for example, what would you tell people that go to Yaba markets? Because I'm sorry, but I'm one of them, and I'm like, okay, so I have piercings as well.
Okay.
And I have I did this too at Yaba.
Okay.
Because they were cheap.
Okay.
But I have complications with it too.
Okay.
So the first one I did here, they had to.
What?
I can never the earring that that has two ends. I can't use that here.
Okay.
It's just I don't know what she did, but it's just two in or something. So I can never use that. This one I did this last week or last 2 weeks, and you know this is Nigeria.
I get what you mean.
She used a very tiny earring. She put it in because it healed over the earring, so this thing you couldn't see it. Skin covered it, and then it was only out. So I had to go to the hospital to get it fixed, and I spent so much money to do that.
Exactly.
So, but people still want to go and do that, even when they know that these people are not licensed. They don't know what they're doing. They just come. They're done. So what would you tell them?
Okay, so first off, I like the fact that you told me that she's a very tiny ring for you and the pricing and whatnot. So to start with, I always tell people, like, if I charge you for, say, maybe an industrial piercing, which is like 15,000, I do not expect you to tell me that I'm too pricey, because first off, you're talking about the skin here. If I mess up your piercing, the money that you use to fix it in the hospital will be way higher than whatever I'm going to do. But I'm charging you 15,000 for a piercing that you can have for literally 10 years, which I believe is worth the price. Secondly, going to Yaba, I'm not saying they're not good piercers in Yaba. They probably are not licensed.
They're not licensed.
But they have to use the right tools. They have to use the right equipment. I remember when I was using piercing guns, and I started imagining, like, why wasn't I knowledgeable enough to know that there are certain things I shouldn't use while I'm piercing for people? Because if you're using a piercing gun, you're sharing it with thousands of people. Ooh. So imagine you using one particular piercing gun, and then it's going into like 15 people's ear in one day, or 20 people's ear in one day. The blood is clotting.
People don't know that. They just think it's just the earring.
Exactly, they think it's just the earring. So imagine you transferring blood from one patient to another. That's totally unhygienic, and that's basically how keloids and infections form. Or with piercings, you just have to be careful with all of that. I know that. Go to the right piercer. Go to someone that will give you the best job. And for the trick about piercing is getting the right spot. That's the beauty of piercing. That's why you see sometimes people get piercings and you're just like, it doesn't just look right. It's not subtle.
There's something wrong.
Exactly. It's just packed different. You're not getting the spot. You're not. You have to be precise about the point. To me, I think that's it. It's like a relationship between me and the skin. I have to make sure I'm getting the right spot. I'm getting the exact thing. Piercing guns out of the way. I use piercing needles. They come in different gauges for different sizes of jewelry that you would want. Obviously, I have my sterile. So these are the needles that I use. They come in different gauges. This is a 14 gauge, the recommended size for any kind of piercing. Basically most surface piercings. This is a 12 gauge needle. It's used for the tongue and the nipple and bigger areas, depending on if you want to expand your gauge. 16 gauge needles are recommended for nose piercings and any tiny piercing. So basically they all come in different gauges depending on the size of the needle. So for instance, this rose gold jewelry, if I want to use this, I would recommend a 12 gauge needle, just so it enters freely and you have no problem with your piercing, because it needs air to breathe and whatnot. These are my rings, so you get to. So basically I have everything that you would want to do a particular body piercing. I mean, oh yes, not forgetting, we have our, okay, so the first thing, she's trying to get an industrial piercing. So an industrial piercing is the one that goes from the forward helix down to the helix.
Aye, 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 aye. Sure. Drop pipe on this.
It's E. Kelly.
Too fresh and clean, don't stain my white. Dropping money, flexing life, yeah. I can do as I like, make I dance and party all night. Mole Joe, don't be anybody low. Yeah, my foe, boy, come with me, yeah, Jack Allo. Mole Joe, don't be anybody low. Yeah, my foe, boy, come with me, yeah, Jack Allo, Faji. Oh yeah, Jacka Faji. Jacka love Faji. Oh yeah, Jacka Faji.
Oh Lord, yeah. Too much water in the
Laura to tell you how the piercing felt, because I don't know, everybody's pain threshold is different. So
That's true. That's very
I
true.
don't know how you felt about the piercing.
Well, first of all, like I said before, I've gotten a piercing before, so I wasn't prepared for the pain. So it was still just, it was when I felt the needle that I was like, oh, okay. If you saw my face, I was trying to hold it in to just get it done with. But it's just over in a minute and you barely feel anything.
It's like
So
a pinch, is less than an injection.
I think the most important thing for me and my piercing like history is the aftercare, because piercing you're done, but then what you do after is very important.
Yeah.
And that's when I start seeing issues with the piercings I've had in the past from people who've had them.
Yeah.
You start seeing, and the advice has just been trash. So I think with this advice, I've never used salt and water before.
You should try
So
it.
I'm going to try
And
that.
it makes your skin heal quickly
Faster.
and easier.
Warm water?
Than putting shea butter, spirit,
Yeah.
olive oil. It clogs the pores. It needs air to breathe. So if it gets itchy, and then note that whenever your piercing is healing, the sides around the piercing turns darker. So that's a sign, number one sign that it's healing. Around the piercing gets darker and it brings out pus and cross. It's like a wound. So basically, if it's healing, it's meant to bring out fluid. And whenever the cross comes, don't start pushing your earring. Just, you could get a Q-tip. And
So
just
right now,
nip.
I shouldn't wash it like.
No. If you have your bag normally, the salt and water, it's already acidic enough to clean off any bacteria that's in your ear.
And then no makeup should touch this
No.
earphone.
No.
That's
But besides that, we're done. The piercing was beautiful,
That's
and I
it,
hope
guys.
she loves it.
What do
you
you guys
can always
think?
come and get any kind of piercing. I do any body part, so don't be scared. I wouldn't judge you.
One easy, you have changed since we met you. Yeah.